Hey everyone, I'm Tassinix, and welcome to a Plotting and Scheming Extra. We're doing the character kit review on Rey, Dark Side version. As of this recording, we're just a few days away from her being released, so huge hype for me about this character. In my opinion, I can't wait to hear what the rest of the guys think, but I think she's probably the best conquest unit ever. And I'm willing to fight a little bit over that, at least a little bit over that. But I am joined by the rest of the regular crew here: Dagger, TJ, Sasha, Aisha, and Fatal. Gentlemen, how's it going? What you say? What you know?
I would just like to point out that your thumbnail at the beginning of this had Rey in parentheses and then Dark Side Vision. The Rey was in the parentheses, not the Dark Side Vision.
It's a statement about the nature of the character, I guess. It really makes you think.
Mm-hmm. No, your thumbnail that you had at the beginning of this had Rey in parentheses.
It's like you're always seeing the same vision, and then just whoever it is just...
That's annoying.
Who is it to you?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll fix that. I'll fix that on the the thumbnail that goes on YouTube. So we're a professional team here, and I won't hear anyone who says otherwise. Anyways, guys, we have a kit to dig into. Hopefully, you're excited. Let's take a look. Unit name Rey, Dark Side Vision. It's not God damn it! It's Vision, not version. God, man, I just.
It could be the version in parentheses.
Let
Rey.
me savor the flavor of my shame, TJ.
I just commented. Which version of Rey? We don't know.
Mm-hmm,
Who are you to say?
All right, alignment, Dark Side. Categories, Attacker, First Order, and sneakily Sith. I don't know that that's ever going to be useful because so much of her kit says First Order, First Order, First Order, but it is there. Key attributes, Supreme Leader Kylo Ren's long-awaited Conquest Lifter, Drums Table. Can attack multiple times with her basic ability and inflict fear on her turn. It is ridiculous. Her GAC Omicrons can prevent First Order allies from being defeated until Rey becomes targetable, allowing the team the opportunity to respond to powerful opening plays. All right, strategy tips. Malevolent Lineage can stealth squishier allies and potentially force enemies an undesirable option left to target. If an ally is defeated, timing up Rey for the killing blow on the appropriate enemy can bring your ally back. Her Omicron on Don't Be Afraid of Who You Are allows First Order allies with advantage to ignore taunt effects, allowing high priority targets to be focused down. Okay, let's get into it. We're going to do the uniques. All right, these are like books unto themselves, but God, they're super awesome. All right, first one, In Our Nature, Zeta plus Omicron. Final text. If all allies are First Order at the start of battle, Rey gains plus 100% max health. At the start of the encounter, if the ally in the leader slot is any version of Kylo Ren, Rey is untargetable until all enemies have taken a turn or are defeated. Whenever an enemy is defeated, all characters lose 100% turn meter, and all First Order allies gain advantage for 2 turns. So, we'll read the rest of this regular part of the ability before we talk about the Omi, but enemies with less than full health have minus 200% critical avoidance. Whenever an enemy with less than 100% health recovers to full health, they dispel all buffs on themselves. Before we go any further, guys, if I'm reading that right, whenever an enemy is defeated, all characters lose 100% turn meter, so at least under Slacker Lead, everybody's bulking up, yeah?
Yeah, also that line about the negative 200% CA is, haha, we can crit against, what's his nuts? The Imperial Remnant guy.
Yeah, Enoch.
Yeah, it's like, haha, we can crit against you now with advantage.
Your Honor, Enoch is 450. Or
no,
you're saying with advantage. Well, wait, but there's a plus 50 delta, and then you have crit avoidance mastery, and then you do like an arrow, and then it's a dash.
Like there was an objection.
It depends on what you believe,
I said Ken, I didn't mean Will.
It depends on what you
balance
believe.
that delicately.
We have entered Dragon Ball Z scaling era.
Power 9000?
Yeah, I'm about to say, on last episode...
Could you crit an Enoch with prep time?
Oh, jeez. All right. For the Omicron, while in Grand Arenas, while Ray is untargetable from this ability, First Order allies can't be defeated. While an enemy is less than full health, they can't recover protection. Whenever a First Order ally is inflicted with a debuff, they lose 1% turn meter once per turn and gain 1% offense, stacking for the rest of the encounter. And again, under Slacker lead, any turn meter removal from First Order allies is, well, I think it's just growing only Slacker, right? I think that's just Slacker's thing, or is that everybody?
No, it's SOK. It's SOK's unique, and it gives it to everyone on his team.
It does give it to everybody. Okay, yeah, I remembered it not being part of his lead.
Yeah,
so
it's
for
why
a
I
moment,
can't use Spirited Speed and Conquest with that team.
Gosh, it's just a goof.
No.
So this is really powerful, right? You know, we're gaining bulk and offense every time we're being debuffed. You lose a little smidge of turn meter. Whoop-de-doo.
This Omicron makes me smile because it's. Do you remember the Tuscan Omicron where like they give their opponents 1% turn meter to give themselves stacks of momentum?
Yeah.
This reminds me of that,
6.
except it's better. So it's like, congratulations, we're just putting DC level 6s on uniques as just a throwaway, and I shouldn't say throwaway, as an Omicron, and just saying, yeah.
See, I kind of wish City would do that more. Just like,
yeah,
just like throw out ideas on Batacrons and like, okay, yeah, that seemed cool. Like, yeah, we should just make that like part of the team now. Fuck it, here you go.
I agree. We should have a character take a bonus turn every time an opponent takes a turn.
Jar Jar Binks exists.
I know.
Yeah.
That was the.
Oh, damn.
It's an interesting point that you make. It's actually a really cool design studio for them, right? They can trial new ideas in what is deliberately a temporary fashion, and then take the best of them and make them long-term kits. That's
As we keep going, this is one of my favorite designs of a character in a long time. And I know Fatal, I think, has talked about that too. But like, yeah, this one specifically is gonna be a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yep. All right. If there's no other comments on that unique, we'll go to the next one. Sorry.
There's a lot of mirroring to Ben with Ray here.
Yes, with the you can't do stuff to my team until you do something to me. You can't do something to me until such and such. So yeah.
Yeah, I love the design on both Ben and this Ray. It's so good.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No worries, man. All right, next unique. Don't be afraid of who you are. Zeta plus Omicron. Final text. Ray has plus 25% crit chance and critical damage. Ray's abilities can't be evaded. While Ray has Retaliate, she recovers protection at the end of the turn equal to 100% of the damage she received. While Ray is debuffed, she has plus 50% speed. If Ray defeats an enemy, excluding summon units, all allies defeated by that enemy are revived with 100% health. So it's interesting. It's not if I kill, a dead ally is revived. It's when I kill, if the target I kill has killed an ally of mine, then the ally comes back with 100% health. Whenever an enemy without 100% turn meter gains bonus turn meter, reduce their max protection by 5%. 10% if it was a bonus turn, excluding Galactic Legends and Ray bosses. I'm glad they say that about the GLs, because the first thing I was thinking was, wow, JML, eat your heart out. But yeah, for the rest of the encounter, and persists through defeat. So that's a max protection reduction that keeps on stacking. That's the base part of the unique. While in Grand Arenas, Omicron applied, all other First Order allies with Retaliate recover protection at the end of the turn equal to 100% of the damage they receive. So that first part that's only on Ray, now it's for the whole team. First Order allies with advantage ignore taunt effects on their turn. That line alone for me is just about worth the price of admission of the Omicron.
No, the last line is. Just read that.
Oh, sure, we're just about to do it. It's good. If the ally in the leader slot is Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, whenever he enters aggressive stance, his ultimate, the cooldown of Malevolent Lineage is reset. Now, that you're like, oh, I don't know how good that is. Well, remember Malevolent Lineage. We'll get back to that in a minute. But any other thoughts you guys have on this? Because this is what I'm talking about. We haven't even talked about anything active yet, and these effects are just nuts. This really feels like a heavy lift this lifter unit is doing.
Well, I will again point out, and Fatal brought it up too, Retaliate is a Conquest / Galactic Challenge mechanic that we now have in the game.
Mhm.
Yes. And spoiler, in the other abilities we will see, she does grant both to the team.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I really like. Yeah, this kit, man, love this. I love this kit. Anyway, sorry.
Oh, you kind of cut off there.
No, I said anyway. Sorry. Like, I don't want
No,
to
no,
gush.
no, no, no.
I-
You're
I
good.
do like,
Enthu-
they got to
enthusiasm
show
is
it, right?
welcome. Enthusiasm is welcome.
They got to show what it looks like with her. So seeing that, I think Arnold did that thing where they were showing like what it looks like on the back end with the Omicron intact, and SLK being able to 2-man and 3-man some stuff is cool as hell.
Fair. Okay, let's get up to the basic. Where is it? Surrender to darkness. Final text. Deal physical damage twice to target enemy. This attack ignores 50% protection. If the enemy had full health or protection up at the start of this attack, attack again. Maximum of 3 attacks total. On her turn, if she deals at least 3 instances of damage, target enemy is feared for 1 turn, which can't be resisted. Man, that's
All
a
right,
lot in the basic.
I have a problem with the English here, because fear itself is a debuff. It should say damage to target enemy gains fear or is inflicted with fear.
Fair.
Fear itself is the debuff. Feared is just anyway. Sorry.
Regardless, you don't have to worry about the fear being resisted. So
Also, Deadly Catalyst on basic. Again, another conquest disc thing on your basic.
I'm into it.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, this is. I love how they basically just have added. Anyways, sorry. They just added so much to this kit, keyword wise. There's so many homages to data discs and conquest Oh, just. Yeah. Love this kit.
All right, special one, and we even have art for this one. Corrupted Reflection, cooldown of 4. Final text: deal physical damage to all enemies, then attack target enemy again if there is a defeated enemy. First order allies gain Retaliate and Retribution for 2 turns. If Supreme Leader Kylo Ren is the ally in the leader slot, he gains 10% ultimate charge. Now, I think there's... What was that we saw in that first unique?
No, it's the second special. It resets the second
it's just
special.
yeah, okay. So all right. So we got the reset for that, and then we got 10% ult charge off this. Pretty good, pretty straightforward. But that's our source of Retaliate and Retribution. And then with the Omicrons applied, that's how we're possibly having Slacker be a fight that could, finish up with full banners with protection restoration stuff. I don't know, man. That's kind of wild to think about. All right, this is it. This is the big one. Special 2, Malevolent Lineage. Cooldown of 4, Zeta plus Omicron. Final text: deal true damage to all enemies split among them. So this is like Rey's ultimate AoE, where as you progress the fight and there's less enemies on the board, you've killed somebody, they'll be taking more damage from this because there's less targets on the board. If all allies are first order and there is any version of Kylo Ren in the allied leader slot, shock all enemies for 1 turn. He is called to assist, then all other non-taunting first order allies, not in the leader slot, gain stealth for 1 turn. If Supreme Leader Kylo Ren is the ally in the leader slot, he gains 5 siphon per enemy and 100% defense for 1 turn. That's just the base effect. While in Grand Arenas, shock can't be dispelled or resisted. Enemies defeated by this ability can't be revived. Remove 100% turn meter from all characters. So again, this is just another way for our team to bulk up. It's like a turn meter reset for the board, but our team is bigger. And so remove 100% turn meter from all characters. Enemies with bonus protection, protection up, or shield up reduce their max health and max protection by 20%, stacking, excluding Galactic Legends and raid bosses, for the rest of the encounter. And if there is any version of Kylo Ren in the allied leader slot, all First Order allies recover 50% health and protection and gain speed up for 2 turns. That last sentence just feels gratuitous. But
This might be the best button to click in the entire game.
it really must be. It really
It
pretty
might
much
be.
must be.
Like, I'm not even kidding. This might be the best button to click in the entire game. Might. There's some really good buttons to press.
I really
This
wanna
might
see
be the
that
best.
art. Ah, okay. It's just a generic
Also,
looking
look at the
lightning
bottom
storm.
where it says includes optional in-game purchases.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're not lying to you. She is an optional
No,
in-game
no,
purchase.
No,
fibs.
I'm just.
Well, guys, that's the complete kit. What do you guys think? What are your feelings on it?
I'm glad this is not the long PNS because I have a long PNS right now.
Fantastic.
So I'll say just like mostly to speak over Dagger. I'll say just as a general reaction here. I'm really like I when she was introduced as a potential character, my first reaction was really a lifter for Slicker. I know Slicker's been around for a long time, but it's a character I really enjoy and has so much offensive viability. And my reaction before seeing the kit and just hearing she was coming was, well, I guess the one saving grace would be is if this is a combination and a lifter that creates defensive viability, and boy, it sure it screams potential. We'll have to see how it plays, but you know, I am really excited about that. You know, particularly because in GAC, one of the things that gets challenging, I mean, in some seasons in particular, but is like, how do I field like enough viable defensive squads, and particularly with GLs where they can't be traded off really cheaply. And I'm not saying that won't be the case here, and there may be exploits. I'm sure over time, this is a community that's going to navigate its way through almost any challenge. But I love that potential. So I come out of it just generally, yeah, impressed, but really excited with how it can be deployed.
Very much likewise. TJ Fatal, anything? I'm waiting for your glowing review. I'm waiting for you to agree with me or disagree with me that she's the best conquest unit ever.
Ah, man, that's a tough. That's
Is it that tough?
okay.
Is it that tough?
She's top 3. She's top 3.
Oh no, I'm not disagreeing that she's not one of the best, but obviously,
Who's
but it's
a
like
close
she's tied
second?
to. But because
Ezra.
Eb is so
Ezra
good,
just
man.
came out.
Are you kidding
Ezra
me?
is really good.
Dude, Ezra is
really
so good, man.
All right.
Malakos
He's
is
deserving
still
of Relic
third.
9. He's deserving because he literally just you pop him in and he does such great things.
All right.
C
All right. I'll
is
allow it.
beside SLK, who in hands down has been like the Night Sister zombie of GLs. Oh, I don't know what to do with it. Well, we'll just put it on SLK and he gets to do it, right? And her kit does look really good. I'm not discounting what you're saying as going there because it does. It looks awesome, and seeing it that basically this is the tire of we're gonna just go 2-man stuff with SLK now, and you can't kill SLK anyway, so it's okay. It's like, yeah, it's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be awesome. Tough to swallow for now. Post us not being able to see her, what it looks like when she's actually in game with Omicrons, because I think Ezra would have words with you saying that she's the best.
She feels like the best, but I respectfully take your point. I do.
You will be on the best team.
Oh, that's dude. SLK's too good, man.
He will be the best character on the best team. So if this was a sporting event, she'd be the MVP of the game.
Sure.
So in that essence, I will absolutely agree with you because this kid is better than SLKR. It's really sad, but like this is probably like Ezra was one of the top 3 kits in the game. She's right up there. Like they're making conquest units that are top 5 kits in the game. Just their stats aren't quite the same level as GLs, but they're still just as good.
Fatal, any thoughts from you before we wrap this one up?
I don't think this character is an SLK lifter.
Go on.
Let me tell you about a man who has not had a job in like 2 years. A long forgotten the paragon, the scion of offense that everyone used to just like
E-lifter.
no. I'm talking about JML. I'm talking about a man who hasn't like. This is a character who we used to play every single fucking day. We went through. Okay, well, JML's like the main only way that we could beat LV. We went through JML versus Ram. We went through JML against fucking JMK, and like as every team has gotten trivialized, he kind of just got left on the wayside of just like I guess I'll just go kill this. Yeah, you're right. I'll just go kill this gas team. There's literally nothing better I could do here. I'll just yeah. Good call, Chief. And so CG is out here trying to print a spooky looking team. I think I could JML this. I don't think it's gonna be easy, but I think that what CG is doing here is they are releasing a tentpole big scary monster for JML to crunch his teeth down on. And so that is my interest or hope, is to bring back the ages of old, where it used to fucking matter what buttons that you pushed on JML and in what order. You would lose a battle because you pushed JML to the wrong time and you're like, I guess I'm just dead. I can't, yeah, you're right, Lord Vader. I just can't cleanse them now. Or all that stuff that just, this is just a return to primacy, a return to normalcy for a man who has not been himself for quite some time.
In that same vein, another thing I'll kind of add that's similar to what Fatal was saying is, we looked at Ezra's kit and we were like, "Oh my god, this is good," and then we got to play with him and like, "Oh my god, this is good." I don't know how the AI is going to play her, but all of her abilities look really good. And then, like, if you reread the unique, right, it's like, if every opponent takes a turn, okay, you can kill her now. Right? I'm saying that there are holes in this kit that are absolutely exploitable to a degree. I shouldn't say exploitable, but there are holes you can crawl through in this kit that I don't think Ezra had.
Fair.
But yeah, she's really, really good. I am really looking forward to this character.
Yeah, she's like a good, solid content release that, like, if CG prints like 5 or 6 more teams like this, then defense might become interesting again. Of like,
yeah.
I mostly love the design, the art, all the different like Galactic Challenge, conquest things that they put in this, like the retaliate, the ignoring 50% of the prot, like all that stuff. Just I loved the design, the mirroring of Ben with the unique. Anyways, yeah, the having the Ray alt of GL Ray. Honest, yeah, just everything about this design I just love.
Fantastic. Yeah, I'm really excited for this character in the next couple days, and I've been putting together the mod set that I want for this. Now, unlike a few of the characters that we've been looking at where the character kits are still, the team is yet to be fleshed out as they release new characters, we kind of know where she's going to fit into our Slacker team. So as far as modding her, I have a pretty clear vision in my head that jumps to mind, and I wonder if you guys have a different opinion. I am thinking speed health. I could see a case for speed defense, that could be a good one. Crit damage triangle, and yeah, so generically, speed arrow, offense cross, health circle, but specialty, something to shoot for would be fast health arrow, offense, good offense secondaries, fast health cross, good offense secondaries, like that. What say you guys?
Yeah. I think you got everything right except for the cross. I think you want health cross, crit damage triangle, speed arrow, health circle. I think health is probably better, but also like
indisputably, it just might be harder to come by for a lot of folks. But yes,
I will say this to our audience: it might be hard to come by, but you will do it.
You really should be farming it. I'm sure for anybody regularly following this show, any of the content creators that have been excited about that character, gosh, and Fatal, any number of other folks over the last year saying, like, bulk primaries that are fast with good offense on them, super high and in hot demand. So this is just another one of the latest. So if you haven't already been on this train, by all means, get on. It's not too late. All right, guys.
There's actually also an argument for what do you call it? A fast offense set.
I was wondering if anybody was going to vouch for that, but I didn't hear any takers.
I don't think I do it off the bat, but I mean, just looking at like the unique of having like the critical chance, critical damage, and then having the true damage on her special.
Right.
I think depending on what, again, it'll depend on what beats it. It'll depend on what you use it against, on how you mod it. But I think in a vacuum, because she gives herself the 50% additional speed while she's debuffed.
Yeah, that's what ultimately persuaded me, because when the kit first released, that's what I was thinking too, is, oh man, we got this AoE true damage and stuff. I'm going offense set, fast offense set, make the most of this. And then it's like 50% speed is pretty rare. And most of the teams that, well, I can't say most with great confidence, but whatever you're going to use to fight a slacker on defense, I'm willing to bet you're going to have some debuffs involved. So I could see getting a lot of mileage out of that. So I'm right there with you.
My first three thoughts were, when I saw this on what's going to beat it, are Lord Vader, JML, JMK, and two of those are pretty debuff heavy.
Exactly so. Sorry, someone else was about to speak?
Yeah, keep in mind, I know I don't mean to be a wet blanket here, but when it comes to the mini railed is not a button that does a lot of good damage to begin with, unless we're talking like fight is closing out, there's like one GL left, and then you do a cool flip and make them disappear. This is, I think it's like 25 times offense ratio divided by 5 rather than 33%. So we're talking less damage than railed. This move is gonna do like 5 digits AoE. I don't think it's worth like overcommitting to. Like I almost view it as more of like a utility move. Like you're pushing that button for everything else that comes with it, and then the AoE true damage is like a flavor bonus.
Even with the stacking offense in her kit?
I
didn't just mean the true damage. I mean, she also has stacking offense in her kit, so if you have a higher base.
We'll see, I guess, but yeah, the thing about true damage, right? Think about all the times that people were like, man, I got this offense Omicron, and I've got Ray, and I'm going to put a cat in it so I get even more offense. And then you use it on the railed, and then it's like, oh, we existed like a post-Relic 9 and Datacron world, and that move still just like chips their protection bar or whatever. I'll never say never, but I think my default stance is don't overcommit to offense if we're talking like offense primaries and that sort of shit.
Okay, so that sounds like it's not a direct recommendation, but you're saying that given the two, it sounds like you might lean towards speed then.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. I think speed is better.
Yeah, and also, you know, considering everybody's points, she does have offense stacking in her kit, and you know that may not be like you're saying. It's more of a utility skill at least early in the fight, Fatal. And then you know if that offense ramping starts getting to work, we start stacking mastery from Slacker, maybe the second, third use, and you know this is going to become fairly frequent in Grand Arena, right? As far as the use of it.
Well, yes and no, because the problem is once you reset it and use it the second time, if the fight wasn't over before then, it's over now.
Okay, fine. Like, so it might not be getting spammed, but...
Yeah, like how many times do you actually ult with SOK in a fight?
If I'm fighting it on defense, and if I'm not shutting it down altogether, I expect him to go into ult twice.
But yeah, I'm just saying
just being real for your answer's sake.
Yeah,
but
and that's three activations of that ability. And that's if she prioritizes it.
Yeah. Right. Otherwise, yes, that's also a fair point.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So to Fatal's point, it may not even matter if you put it on defense.
Okay.
So just make her fast.
It'll do a non-ceremonial amount of damage late game, but probably not tide turning in itself.
Yeah, and when I look at the impact, the damage impact of this Ray character, it's more about the survivability into the battle of Supreme Leader Kylo himself, and like some of her uniques. I totally agree with Fatal. I mean, I'm prepared for Rey's AoE damage to be underwhelming, but I think like little things like the claws that First Order allies with advantage can ignore taunt make they it introduces some RNG into a JML counter that just historically has not been there because SLK has not been able to ignore taunt. And suddenly it's like, oh crap, where did my GMY go? You know? And I agree. I mean, it feels like JML is a natural predator, but like there's some neat little things in here that is going to make for fun gameplay. And that's exactly what I want to see. And I like kudos to CG for these kits because I feel like I think it's a lot like Fatal said. I think that there are going to be interesting approaches with JML that are very much like a navigable path where it's like, hey, that's a counter that really works, but it is not going to be like foolishly simple to do it,
Yeah.
and it's going to have some risk.
I'm hoping it'll take some elbow grease, and I think it will
Right.
take some elbow grease. Like I don't think it's going to be an easy matchup.
Yeah, and I think
You're talking
that's
like
great.
JKR, JKL, Cal plus like a good fifth.
Jedi Knight Cal is a character with high skill expression, and so far there literally just has been no matchup for him to skill express it because like every task that JML has been given, like you don't even get to like cross guard it. Like you cross guard the last unit in the match because you've already won at that point because you just like riposte lessons C roll everything. It's just like what are we doing?
Yeah.
Here?
Well, that's what I mean. Like, I really see like JML plus Cal being like a foil to this team to a degree, because if you line that damage reduction up into her like AOE and Slacker's swipe, it's like, that's a lot of damage reduction.
Yeah, I mean, to that whole point of like what comp to bring and everything, JKR historically made a ton of sense, and I've loved having JK and not JKR in there for a variety of reasons. But if you're going to have a Supreme Leader Kylo that is hard targeting JKR that can't be revived, it's like I could see that being the lightning rod you put in there and realizing that's not grounded and it just blew us all up, kind of. So yeah, back to like I'm enthusiastic about it.
Yeah, it could easily be something like Shock T for a little more sustainability. Like, I just think JKR in general because it's one of the more powerful things you can do.
Yeah.
But you're right. The AI does love to hit him.
I had the thought as we were talking about this that like R9 JKR plus Barris is probably going to be like a neat thing to have.
Everyone should get on the R9 JKR train. I've had it. I've had it for literally a year, and it is the only time it was ever miserable is when you used to do JKR JKL versus Slacker, and your JKR didn't die. That was the only time that I wish he was squishier.
My JKR has been 4x South Primary ever since Blade Baka Theory granted that shit for JKR JKL against SLK like years ago. It's just
Yep,
4x South is canon now. Got it.
Yep.
Fair.
Like R9 JKR is super underrated because he actually does a fair amount of damage. That was the end of that sentence, sorry.
Okay. No worries. Well, hey guys, appreciate your thoughts on this. This is I'm just counting the days. I've got a variety of sets I want to toy around with and see which one fits her best, but actually counting the days for this one. Super stoked. Thank you to everybody watching, and of course, thank you to my co-host here for everything. And if you've enjoyed this episode, give it a like, hit subscribe on the channel to see more. And of course, until next time, it's been real. It's been awesome. It's been real awesome. Take care.